Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me and watch this video. Today we will make another very quick project, perfect for small gift or for craft show. So for this project I will be using mini writing tablets and the dimensions of it are 3.5 by 5 and the thickness is about 5/8 of an inch. Now, this particular tablet contains 3 sections, and maybe let me open this up for you so you can see what I mean. Now, I bought this at Dollar Tree. So as you can see, this is one whole piece, but it has 3 sections to it. For this project, we will use only 2 sections. We will remove one. And this one, you can put it to the side. We will make another quick project from this. So what we have left, only 2 sections, and the thickness of this is approximately 1/2 inch. So I will use the rubber band. I bought this one also at Dollar Tree. They have different colors. For this project, I'm choosing to use gray. I will use double-sided tape. I will also use this paper collection. This is something I have left still some pages in here, and I thought that would be beautiful for this project. So this is Natural Textiles by Recollection. I think I bought this one at Michael's. So these are the papers I have left. And I think I will use actually this one. And I have chipboard. Now this one is, I think it's 30 point. It's really kind of soft. You can see I can bend it very easily. And this would be very similar to your Cheerio box. So if you want, you can take the package of your Cheerio and just cut it into those sizes. So we got 2 pieces 4.5 by 6 and 1 piece 1/2 inch by 6. So to give a little bit extra color to our cover, I'm gonna choose this cardstock, and we will need 2 pieces. And we will trim this too. You know, I have leftover piece in here, so let me check. This is 8 and I need 6.5 and another piece 6.5. So now those pieces we will glue together just like that. So we're gonna have one long strip. And I think I got a little bit too much glue. So now I'm gonna line up with my line over here on the bottom because I'm trying to glue this as straight as I possibly can. Okay, just like that. And now this one has, on one side is really nice and smooth, and this side has little texture. So where the texture is, I'm gonna use this as a front or the top. And now the way we're gonna glue this, and I just realized this little piece, I cut it too long, but that's okay. So we're gonna position it like this. The long way, one piece. Now in here we will have the strip, and this one I will have to cut it down to not 6 but 4.5. Okay, so let me just trim this really quickly. 4.5, and we're gonna position this just like that, leaving about 1/8 of an inch space in between, and this will be our last piece. As you can see, the joint is further away from the edge, which is exactly what we want. So now let's glue this together. So as you can see, I'm leaving approximately 1 inch border. Let's make sure this adheres. Now this will be the spine. And if you're not sure if you're gluing this straight, put something underneath to kind of line up. So this space will be equal, just about equal on both sides. Okay, now we can guide this and glue it. Okay, so now as you can see, we have a lot of cardstock left. So I will trim this. Leaving approximately 1 inch on this side. So now we will score all around. Now let's fold this over, and I will run spatula against the edges. Now because this is soft, help with your finger to kind of hold it down so this wouldn't bend on you. Okay, so now we will miter the corners, which means small angle to the corner and opposite way, just like that, leaving a little bit of space of that cardstock right here. So when we rub this, we won't be able to see that chipboard. Just like that. So now we can glue this. Now I'm just gonna round up this corner just a little bit because it seems to be very pointy. As you can see, I put too much glue. Okay, so now I'm gonna stretch the cardstock a little bit in between to kind of help to fold this, just like that. And this will be our cover. Now I can run right here on the opposite side to kind of stretch that cardstock. You're gonna have nice closure, as you can see. So now we need to cover this spacing right in here, and I have some of that cardstock left. So I will cut a strip 2.5 inches by 4 inches. Okay, and that will cover the spine. So we will position on the middle this way, and the spacing between the bottom and this piece should be approximately 1/4 of an inch. So the spacing on the top, on the bottom, and on the top should be approximately the same. If it's not, if it's a little off, that's really no big deal. So now we're gonna run the spatula against that groove in between the spine and the front, or spine and the back, just like that. And now we can just work it to help this fold. If you see that anything is opening up, that means it's not totally glued, it's not holding, but as you can see, it looks beautiful. This one is a little bit open. If you need to add little glue, just a little dab, push it in, and that should do. Okay. And as you can see, nothing is peeking. And if it is, you do the same thing. Repeat the process. So this will be our cover. Now, wherever the two pieces of the cardstock met, we're going to keep this on the back. Okay? So now for this project, for the cover, I chose to use this paper, and it's going to look kind of like this with a little border. So we will cut this paper to 4.25 by 5.5. So let me do 5.5 to save on paper. And now 4.25. Another 4.25. And I'm gonna cut a little bit less than 1/2 inch. So let me just trim this a little bit less than 1/2 inch. And this piece should be 4.25. That's for the spine. So now, when we open this, I like to run the spatula right in between the spine and the cover or the back, just like this, just to identify it where I need to put the paper. So the first piece, I will place it where the joint is. Okay, so let's just align it just like that. Okay, and I think this will become my front, because now we need to apply the band right here on the opposite side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just wrap this around it just like that. And you see where those two pieces match, that's the minimum we need, just like that. So I will cut it. I'm gonna make this just a little bit loose, but not too much. Okay, so if you can see it, when I position it flat, there's only a little bit room in here, like maybe 1/8 or 1/4. And I am gonna cut this so the ends are meeting, just like this. So now, as you can see, here is the inside, and we will position the band just like that, and the joint will be on the outside underneath, just like that. So now, just to show you, I'm gonna line this up with my board, and now I'm gonna take my double-sided tape, and I will just tear it. So now, wherever I have that 1/2 inch, this is where I'm gonna place my double-sided tape. So over here it's approximately even. It doesn't have to be exact, but close enough. So now let me remove the backing. And now I'm gonna apply this rubber band right on the top of the double-sided tape, okay? So don't stretch it, just apply it and try to make this as straight as possible. So now pay attention, don't twist this band. So on the other side we want nice and straight. Go here, and now we're gonna butt this together. You see, so on this side it almost looks like one continuous piece, just like this. So this will become our back, okay? So the band is gonna go around the front. So now lay this flat, and we will apply the second piece right in here, just on top of that band. So I place the glue, but I will reinforce this. So on top of it, I'm gonna put another strip of my double-sided tape. And let me just remove the backing. It doesn't want to get removed, but that's okay. Here you go. So now when I apply the paper, it's gonna be right over the double-sided tape. Okay, so let's make sure that everything adhered all around. So you see the double-sided tape will hold this from the top and from the bottom of the rubber band. So now it's really easy just to close this. And now we can put the spine. We will cover the spine just like this. Okay. And this is what we have so far. So now we will do something with the back. And now this part is really up to you. If you fold this over, we need to put this towards the side just like that. So I think you will need to cover the back. So I still have this paper left, so maybe I'm gonna do the same thing on the front as I have it on the back. If not, you can use pretty much anything. And I have this one pretty, so maybe I will do this on the inside. So we will trim this to 5 3/4, 4 1/4. Now I'm gonna need another 4 1/4. And I got this left, which is a little bit more than 1/2 inch, which is gonna be too wide. So I am gonna trim this a little bit less than 1/2 inch. And this piece needs to be 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. So now we can decorate the inside. So the flat portion in here, this will be the front. So when you open it, if you have certain directional paper, you might want to pay attention how you want to position this. So when you open your notebook, your direction of the paper will not be upside down. So let's apply this just like that. Now we can position the bottom piece. So as you can see, we can use really our leftover pieces to create this. So you can use up some of the scrap that you have left over from previous projects. Okay, and we will cover that spine. Right here. Okay, so now our notepad. Our notepad we will position towards the side. So if you look at it, it's almost, we are covering almost 1/8 of an inch. Now this one is really nice for right-handed people or left-handed people. If you are right-handed, you probably don't want to put your pencil in here. Maybe you want to position this way. So you remove your pen and there is nothing bothering your hand to write at. Now for left-handed people, if you're writing this way, you might want to position this notepad on this side and make it pencil holder in here. So it's totally up to you. It depends who you want to give this gift to. Now, The way we're gonna glue this, as you can see, I'm folding this. I'm folding this because I want this spine to actually butt against this. And there is a reason for it. So this one, we're gonna make it for right-handed. If you want it, just push it to the other side, and this will be for left-handed. But the top, you still will position just as I'm showing you. We need to be able to put this in 45-degree angle, so the notepad is all the way towards the back. And I know that you have a little bit more room left in here, but that's okay, because you do want to have really nice closure. So I am just gonna make this for left-handed person. I have not made anything for left-handed person yet, so why not? And I know that some of you actually are looking for something for left-handed people. I did receive some comments, so I know you guys are looking for that. So as you can see, I butt this just like that, just to position it. And now I will just stretch this glue or smoosh this glue from the inside, just like that. Now, so this is what we have so far. As you can see, we can close this pretty comfortably, and it could be a little bit tighter, but I think this is holding just perfectly. So it's easy to remove. And now we will do something for the inside. So for the inside, we will make little pen holder, and I'm planning to use this pen. Well, this size, the spacing from the top to the bottom, will accommodate most of the pens or pencils you have. So this one actually would be for right-handed, okay? Because you remove the pen from this side and you write that, and you don't have anything, you know, against your hand in here. So for left-handed, you would do the opposite. You slide it on the other side. So when you're writing with left hand, there is nothing stopping you from doing that. So for the band, I will use the same paper as I used for the cover. So I will trim this too, and I will just do it on my board. I will trim it to approximately 1.5 inch. And this side, it should be 2.5. And now we will score, and you guys know how I make my pencil holders. So 0.5 inch, 1 inch, 1.5, and 2. So we can fold this over, and this will be the pencil holder. So let's apply the glue so we can glue those two pieces together, just like that. And here it is. So now I like to put the pencil on the inside and see where I want to glue this piece. So you can estimate just like that. You want to make sure that you can close this and the pen is totally on the inside. So I'm gonna put the glue right here. gonna position this just like that. This is what I like. And now we just squish it in place. Let that glue hold. And here we can put our pen. And as you can see, we can close it. Now, for this portion, there are a few things you can do. And I thought how neat it would be to maybe make it, I mean, there are different things you could do with this, but we could do something that you can just open up, put your little notes, little things on the inside, or just make it little pocket or little band. And I think I'm gonna make little band from the same paper as I used it in here. But again, you can make your own design however you want. Now, this height of this paper is 6¼ So what I'm gonna do, and I'm using my board because I don't want to see too much of that busy stuff right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna position it on an angle just like this, and I'm thinking that I will use this portion, or we could use this portion, so maybe this one, not too busy. So I'm gonna line it up. And let me just cut this. So as you can see, in a way, I'm creating my own, like a little design in here. So I want probably this whole piece. So let me cut this. So this will be my little band. I'm gonna put it right here across, just like that. And that needs to be minimum of 6¼ So let me just trim this. And 6¼ and I'm gonna make it just a tad bit longer. So this will be my band, and it's too long, so I didn't measure it correctly. Let me measure this way, 5¾ and that's no problem. We will just trim it 5¾ approximately. So now we can glue this right in here. Now we're gonna put glue only on both edges, right here and right here. Position on the middle on both sides, just like this. And now we can put little decoration in here. And I'm looking at, right on the front of me, I have a page, and you could use anything to kind of decorate this. So I'm looking, and I have this page left over from whatever I was doing previously, and we can probably use some of this. I will use this one. So let me just trim this. just like that, and I can use this for decoration, just to put it in here, give a different look. I don't like these corners, so I am gonna just round them up just a tiny bit so they are not that pointy. Okay, and we can put this as a little decoration. So I am applying glue only on the middle, and don't put too wide. It can't be wider than this strip. Okay, and I applied it the wrong way, kind of sideways, but it has to be this way. So again, pay attention how you position this, because obviously I didn't do it the right way. So it should be just like that. Okay, so because I put it glue the wrong way, let me just put this on the inside to make sure these sides are not gonna get glued. So now, as you can see, we have our notepad cover. We can close it with our band. When you open it, you got beautiful presentation. Now to me, there is something missing in here. So I am actually working on a design right now with you. So let me find what else I can do in here to kind of break this up a little bit. And I do have some idea. So let me get some additional paper and I will be right back. Now I took some additional paper that I have, but for this part you can actually use any leftover paper you have. Okay, and I will tell you what we will do and what dimensions we will use. So I chose this paper because I think this matches the front and this will be nice kind of decoration. Now this paper is double-sided and I like that because there is less things I will have to do. So the width of this is, and I'm measuring only that paper right here, it's 4 1/4. So we will make something, I'm gonna do 3 1/2. 3 1/2, maybe a little bit more. So again, you can use any leftover paper you have. And I will pre-cut this to 3 1/2, and I'm going to use this side with the hole. 3 1/2. Let me do 3, a little bit more than 3 1/2. Let me see. Yes, I like this look. So now this way, we will cut it 3 inches. So this we will position this way. Now we will position this way, and you could do this, but you don't have to. What I will do is, this will become a little pocket. So what I'm gonna do, I will put it on my board. You see the 1/2 inch, I'm gonna line my ruler. And now with the knife, I will cut little angle, approximately 1/2 inch this way, and in here approximately 1/2 inch this way, yes. And then I will cut it all the way across. So those are the little cuts that I made. And I can cut it from the back since I can see it a little bit better, I think. See, when you pick this up, you can almost line up your ruler. And now I'm gonna make just a little bit bigger angle right here. So right here and right here. And I will use this as a little pocket right here up front. Just like that. So we will apply the glue only to 3 sides. And I will position this just a little bit higher. You know, I'm keeping in here about 3/4 of an inch. So let me squish this. Okay. So we have our little packet in here. And all right, let me pick this up a little bit so it's a little bit poofy, you might say. So when the glue sticks, it's going to be easier to put something right there on the inside. See? So I just squish that from both sides this way to make that little space right there. So now with this one, what I'm thinking is we can make it little, almost like an envelope on the front. So I want the cover of this packet to be a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna make 3 3/4 of an inch. Okay, 3 3/4. Now for the height, I want this to go a little bit lower, maybe like in here, it doesn't matter, because I want to see the layers. So I'm gonna measure from this top where you want your closure to end, and I'm gonna make approximately 3 inches. So let's cut this to 3 inches, 3.5. 3.5 inches. We need additional 1/2 inch. So now we need to score. I know that the dimensions are really close both ways. So you got 3 3/4 by 3.5. So before you do anything, just lay this on the top of that little packet, because the dimension that covers the entire packet, it should be down, okay? Which means this side we need to score. We need score going this way. So the way you're holding right now, you got your orientation correct, and then just flip it to the side just like that, and we will make that score. Okay, so we made the score at 1/2 inch, and that will be our cover for this packet, just like that. So now we will trim from the score to the edge, little angle on both sides, just like that. So I don't want to put this just like that. It's too square. I don't like it. I am gonna do little angle on both sides, but you don't want it too big of an angle. You still want to be able to cover that little cutout. So the angle, I am going to make it really small. So this is the score. We're going to position it like that, right at the edge. And what I'm going to do, I will trim this 1 inch this way, 1 inch that way. Okay. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do the same thing on this side. 1 inch this way and 1 inch that way. Okay, so this got some kind of little shape. I think it's going to look a little bit more interesting when we position this way, and we are not done yet. So I will apply the glue right here. Now I'm going to position from one side to another the way I want to look. I want this to look when it's closed. And now we will flip it and glue it. Look at the top. You want this to be straight at the top. Okay, so here is our little closure. We can put any little message in here. So here is the little pocket. As you can see, we can put something in here if we are giving this as a gift. If not, there's always little hiding spot for whatever you want. So to close this, there are a few different things we can do. We could use one of these dots, or you can make it a little flip thing that you can do the closure. And maybe that's what I will do. I will take that leftover paper that I have, and I will cut it 1/2 inch strip. Just like that. And we can make little closure right here. So you can just slip this right in. So to make the closure, we will measure this paper right here, and that is 3 5/8. So we need to cut this strip to 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 3/4. I'm gonna put it a little bit more than 3/4. So now we will score 1/2 inch on both sides, 1/2 inch, turn around, and 1/2 inch. We will fold this on both sides, and this will be our cover, our closure, just like that. So I will just apply a little bit of glue on both ends. Close this, not totally, because you need those flaps to go there. And we will position it just like that. Now squish it together a little bit, because you want to create that little poofiness right here, so it's easy for you to do the closure. Okay, so now as you can see, and let me make sure that this is glued. as you can see, it's easy for us to close this. Now you could put additional decoration if you want in here. We could do something that would be dangling. Now I have a lot of really beautiful stickers that we can use to kind of decorate a little bit more, and I think I love this butterfly. So let's apply this in here, and our project is done. So I hope you like this. I hope you enjoyed watching me making this. I think it's such an adorable look, even on the back. You know, I do have my MaKala stickers, which I can just put right here on the middle. So if you're doing this for the craft show, you might want to put your sticker. So it is a really quick project, although this video is pretty long because I went through everything really in detail. But as you can see, we have a little pocket where we can put pretty much anything we want on the inside. Now this one is, here you go. So you can put a little note, you can put even gift card if you're giving this as a gift. It's a really nice and easy closure. Now it has a rubber band that will always keep this nice and closed. When you open it, you have your notepad, you have your pencil, and you have additional pockets to put anything you want. So we can just put a little note, little something right on the inside, and it will stay there. So as you can see, so I hope you liked that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like button, share, comment, subscribe. All those things really help my channel grow. I would really appreciate if you could do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in my next video.